Hi everyone, I'm going to do a video on a topic which is quite dear to my heart, and that's sunscreen. And basically, if you take anything else out of this video, I want you to please wear broad spectrum sunscreen every day on your face and on the backs of your hands and any of your exposed skin. It's summer in the Northern Hemisphere, so I've been watching lots of YouTube videos and people have been talking about tanning and getting a bit of colour and, blah, blah, blah. And I've just been going, don't do it! Because, it's winter in Australia and so it's cold, but Australia is a very sunny country. And I know, I was looking at the weather report in summer and it had the UV index, so how bright the sun was. For a week, and it was extreme. So basically the chances of your skin getting sun damage were extreme on those days. So Australia is also populated by a lot of of Caucasian people, so people with fair skin like myself, and so we have the highest rate of skin cancer in the world. I grew up at a time when people were aware that they needed to wear sunscreen, but the emphasis was on just wearing sunscreen on days when you were going to be out in the sun a lot, as opposed to every day. And you just really need to wear sunscreen every day. The one thing that I want to impress on anyone watching this is you need to be educated about what sunscreen, what the sunscreen product that you're using. Just because something says that it's got an SPF doesn't mean that it's actually an effective sunscreen, because there are two types of UV rays. There's UVA rays and UVB rays, and UVB rays cause the redness of sunburn. UVA rays cause they penetrate deeper into the skin and they can cause the premature aging and the skin cancers. So there are a lot of products in the cosmetics industry, a lot of manufacturers who put SPF on their products when they do not provide a broad spectrum protection. So they'll only stop you from getting red. They won't stop premature aging. And it really makes me angry because it's sort of incredibly negligent and misleading, deliberately misleading, I think, to put SPF on a product when the manufacturer must know that the product is not providing the best sun protection possible. It's I can't believe that they do it. I guess they do it because they can get away with it, and because they know that when you put SPF on a product, then people will buy it, and feel protected. But then I just can't believe that they don't put full protection in, full sunscreen protection in. I'm going to name and shame one product, which is the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, and it says SPF 20, and I've seen quite a few people talk about this on YouTube and say, and it's got SPF 20, and I know I bought this product thinking, great, it's got SPF 20, and I was putting it on and going about the day thinking that I had sunscreen protection on, and it's not a broad spectrum protection. I looked it up when I got this, don't go to the cosmetics counter without me, I looked it up, and it doesn't provide broad spectrum protection. So now I put another sunscreen, broad spectrum sunscreen underneath. But there must be thousands of people who've bought that product and thought that they have sunscreen, full sunscreen protection on, and they don't know the difference. That's the other thing. Cosmetics manufacturers and beauty, skincare manufacturers don't educate people on what the difference is. It's just grossly negligent, I think, to put something on a product which misleads someone in that way, and to sort of take the situation to the full extent. There could be someone who uses a product that says SPF that doesn't have UVA protection who gets skin cancer. They could use it every day of their life and think that they're protected, and they're not, and they could get skin cancer. Stop buying stuff that says SPF that doesn't have broad spectrum protection, then I think that the cosmetics companies will have to respond, and they'll have to start putting SPF, like the full broad spectrum protection. So when you're buying a sunscreen product, you need to check. I mean, one really easy rule of thumb is if it doesn't say broad spectrum protection, don't buy it, because it probably doesn't have broad spectrum protection. If it did have broad spectrum protection, it would say so. I know that when I was buying the Laura Mercier product, I asked what's the skincare, like sunscreen ingredient in this product, and the woman was a bit like, oh, it's SPF 20, and kind of like glossed over, and there was nothing on the packaging, blah, blah, blah. I was also looked at the Bobbi Brown tinted moisturizer, and I asked the girl at the counter, and she said, I'm not sure what you're talking about. If it did have if it did have that, then they would tell us. So, you know, you just have to really be educated, and you have to look out for either it needs to say broad spectrum protection or look at the ingredients. And so in this book, she's got a list of the ingredients to provide UVA protection. It's avobenzone, ecamsule, Tinosorb, to titanium dioxide or zinc oxide. And she says using any other product or medical treatment without also using a sunscreen is a waste of time and money. So just really take care of your skin. I know if you like the look of having a tan, then use sunless tanning products. Do not sunbake. When I was a teenager, I used to get teased because my skin was so fair. And I remember going like, I really want to have a tan, and I was lying out in the sun with like reef oil on my skin. Would sometimes get a tan after like a really long period of sunbaking, but mostly I was just damaging my skin. I want to talk about skin tone as well. Like, I think people with really fair skin, in a way, they're kind of lucky, because they're so, if you're so fair that when you go out in the sun, you basically burn, you never tan, then lots of people I know who are like that just have avoided the sun. A friend of mine has red hair, and she's avoided the sun, always worn sunblock, and her skin, she's the same age as me, her skin is a lot better condition than mine. So I think that people who have skin that does tan or tans easily and stuff like that, really, really need to watch it. Like, you know, I know that it looks nice, but you might enjoy the way that you look and you feel healthy and summery, but you can get it out of a bottle. You don't do it by sunbaking, because everyone's skin ages naturally, but the sun accelerates it. And I know that when you're younger, I know that I was like this, that it's really hard to kind of believe when you sunbake over and over, and it's really hard to believe that, or even care that your skin is going to age in 20 years time. But it happens to everyone. Everyone's skin ages, but you don't want to speed it up by sunbaking. Like, just take care of your skin. If you have olive skin and skin that tans easily, then, you know, you're lucky in a way, because your skin will probably not age as quickly as someone who has really fair skin, because I believe that the darker your skin is, the thicker it is, so it doesn't, darker skin tends to wrinkle less and stuff. So if you have olive skin, then you need to I would advise you to take care of it and be as careful with sun protection as a fair skinned person, because you could, you know, like, you want to delay, doesn't everyone want to delay the signs of aging for as long as possible? Like, just to use an example, my boyfriend's mum is Sri Lankan, so she has very brown skin naturally. And in Sri Lanka, which is, this is a classic case of the grass is always greener. In Sri Lanka, it's the sort of beauty, like desired skin tone is fair. So lots of Sri Lankan women avoid the sun, and so because they don't want their skin to tan, because they tan so easily. And so my boyfriend's mum avoids the sun and has all her life, and she's in her 50s and she has no wrinkles. So if you have olive skin and then you have this amazing opportunity to have really beautiful skin for a really long time if you avoid the sun. So yeah, please everyone, just sunscreen every day and make sure that it's broad spectrum.